Alright. Hopefully I'm not killing everybody in too much loud noise. Oh, that's the reason why. Alright, hopefully we got the right camera this time. Or the right audio source. Redid the whole workbench here, so not a big mess anymore. Still a mess right now. Also got rid of these really crappy video capture cards. I should just throw them away. Let's get some tunes going here. So today's plan today is I'm going to fix a Pinbot sound CPU board. This is not a Pinbot CPU board. This is a HP Logic Analyzer control board, which conveniently has these little plastic rails that sit on the bottom that was horribly designed in the year 2000 that absorbs water and causes traces to corrode. So I fixed it here and here, and I haven't tested it yet. But same problem with this one. Plastic runners go along here and here, and traces all failed here, so I was able to fix this one, and this is now working again. This is a 2 gigasample a second scope card. I think it goes up to like 500 megahertz. It's actually a pretty good card. So, just cleaning off the desk here. I got some new tools set up. I redid my workbench over here. Can't really see it. I need to set Droid Cam up on my phone. Yeah, all my cameras are fixed. I can't move them. I can do this. Let me grab my webcam. Ah! Maybe not. Well, I don't know what's going on with this one. Oh well. The cord's not too short, but for some reason I can't Alright, audio's good, I don't need to wear this. Alright. Here is the patient. In all its glory. So this board does not boot up. It makes horrible screeching noises out of the sound section, and then the CPU doesn't actually boot. So we're going to attempt to fix this without actually having a pinball machine. The only problem is I don't have a System 11 machine. So, and I don't have a way to hook displays up to this, so it's going to be a little on the tricky side. But that is me. I like tricky things. Good evening, Macronis. How are you doing this evening? I moved my tech stream to Monday night, so I got my workbench is all set up now. I got everything moved around. I finally have a monitor up here that actually works, and I am actually watching another Twitch stream and my Twitch stream and working on my bench here. So this is a Pinbot board that I'm going to attempt to fix, or at least get booting. I'm going to use probably going to use my new logic analyzer. I did get it finally squared away. It's I got motherboard set up in it. It's running Windows 7 good. All my old logic analyzers, every single one of them, the logic analyzer capture boards have all failed. All 8 of them. They have plastic runners that go along the bottom of the boards that absorb water and have caused corrosion and trace damage. So I'm going to attempt to fix them, but I don't have very high hopes. So all my old logic analyzers are most likely going to become scrap. Good thing I bought a new one. But yes, I have a whole stack of dead boards. Yeah, it's running Windows 7. Windows 7, Surface Pack 1, boots right up, super fast, works great. It's got the latest software on it, so now I can connect to it from my Windows PC without issue. It's like super fast, so I'm super happy with it. It's running an Athlon 250. I'll just have to keep an eye out. Apparently what I can do though is, what people have done is, if the motherboard actually fails, what they've done was they've actually just taken a FireWire card and stuck it in a laptop, and then just run a long FireWire card out of it into the laptop, and just use a modern laptop with a FireWire card. Texas Instruments does sell all Texas Instruments FireWire cards that are still made today. They still make a legacy OHCI driver that works in Windows 10 that the software uses. So that'll be down the road. Since my other logic analyzers all failed, I'm going to keep an eye out for another one of these, but without the computer built into it, and see if I can just go to a smaller sleeve. I wish I had a camera that I could face that way, but look at this. I will take a picture of the workbench. And then we will upload that. Actually, I can just do this. Let's do it the old-fashioned way and get all fancy photos. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, go do this. We can just do that way. Oh, here, how do I flip it over? So that is the new workbench setup. So I got a laptop there, my DMM, my new logic analyzer, some power supplies, a scope, and all super easy to access to the left. Oh, my Fluke also over there. So all super easy to access. It's all to the right. It's not piled on my desk. So now I don't have to worry about it all getting in my way. So that will be a good thing. What I need to do is I'm going to need to look up the schematics on this. I believe the power comes in here. So I'm going to have to figure out which pins are power. But just by looking at this guy, that CPU looks super crusty. Well, thanks again for the resub there, Malk. Not streaming tonight? No Minecraft? Cronus, he's interested in possibly joining us for some Stellaris sometime. Maybe we can play again and croak. The last stream lasted 6 hours and then we died. A horrible death. But in the end, the game did say, I won. Even though I'm pretty sure that was a bug, because I didn't own anything at the end of the map, but it said I won. I had the most money left. I had like 700 credits left. There was like nobody, like there was nothing left of the map except for that one creature. I'm like, how did I win the game? So kind of a bug, I guess. All right, let me get the pinball schematics up and running. Open here. Don't need this in here. So I did get a manual for this, but it's not here. Hey, you quit, man. That's probably why you didn't win. You had quit, so apparently it. That sounds. I have to try it out. I was watching a Snowpocalypse play a game today, which actually was like a survival game, but it's very much like very much like Minecraft. So you gotta craft stuff, and it's not like 7 Days to Die, because at night the zombies come out and kill you. It's a survival game, but it's a lot less intensive. But it's very much like Minecraft. I liked 7 Days too, but it's like I couldn't find enough people to play it. I think me and one other guy played it. What's going on over here? Need to teach some streamers over here a little bit more about stuff. Added the board. Oh well. Alright. Let me get this manual. I need a face tracking camera. Alright, let's see here. And as usual, schematics look like complete dog crap. Can't read shit on them. Oh, you know what I need to do? I forgot to hit record. Who knows how much of my wonderful music will be muted. Yeah, Pulsar's a great game. That was a fun game. Space Biscuits. Get the Space Biscuits. Alright, pen 4J11. Well, that's not 4J11, that's 1J11. That's 1J17. Alright, that is the display board schematic. Where's your CPU board? J3. Nope, that ain't. Hang on. That's what's wrong with it. Let's do it this way. This way y'all can see what I'm doing. So, what I need to do is I need to look up the schematic and figure out so what I need to do is I need to figure out which pins are for the power. So I'm looking at the handle. So here's the board. Power comes in right here. And then it goes through here. The problem is that the schematic is just so horrible. It's scanned probably in the 90s or early 2000s. Who knows what kind of scanner, and absolutely nobody has scanned a new one. Most likely because someone out there will probably go like, you can't have that, it's too close to reproduction, blah 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 blah. What do you mean you can't hear me? Music just took over. Hello? What's that? Hello? Can you hear me now? I think it was that Slack notification that came over. Messed up my audio levels. Hopefully you can hear me now. Not sure. So pins 1 and 2 is 12 volts. Or 5 volts. And I have no idea what the hell this is. That plus 12 volts? That's negative 12. Oh, yeah, when I changed views, okay. Yeah, from this view to this view. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I had desktop audio turned on this one here. I'll turn that off. There we go. All right, so lost my 1, 2 is 5 volts. Which is ground though. Oh, that's cute. J3. So this isn't, there's no ground on this. Oh, there it is. Pin 2 is ground. So J3 is this connector. So this is the power connector here. You know what J3 is. Where's J3? Come on. See, this doesn't make sense. This is not J3. See, I'm looking at the display board. See, this is why this schematic's horrible. Can't tell which page you're on. Okay, Alpha Manure CPU board. Here we go. Plus 12, negative 12, ground, 555, ground, ground, ground. Okay. Now we know what we're doing. So, plus, minus, 555. Ground, 555, plus and minus. So what I need to do is I will need to make this guy here for 5 volts. Of course the cables are all tied up back here. This is 5 volts. Actually, should do is find take all these here. Take this one for 5. Take this one for 12. Take this one for negative 12. And take this one for ground. All these. I'll take two greens for audio. And then 1, 2. Disconnect this out. So we're going to see if we get the same symptoms he got when he was using it. See if I can get negative 12 off this. I don't have any more of these Molex connectors. This would be easier if the game was here. No, it's just a trick. I just gotta figure out the easiest way to hook all these wires up. Plus 12. Yeah, so I don't have negative 12 on this. What playlist am I playing here? Where's that old crafty AT keyboard when you need one? Actually, I will use. Oh, this is evil. So I have a XT computer kit sitting here that uses I will just take these here and I will just plug them into here. I should be able to plug them in here. What kind of jank connectors are these? This is an AT. Alright. This. This is some jank AT motherboard power supply connectors because I can't plug an AT power cable into it. Oh, there it goes. Alright, good one. This is a little harder when you don't have actually a motherboard here. This doesn't make sense. Oh, I see what it is. So, if these are old enough, you should remember that AT power connectors have key connectors. This connector is not properly keyed. Not properly keyed for this key. Send this crap back to China. Hey, there we go. And this will go into here, like this. And now I have all my voltages right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your issue is your CPU and your EEPROM, as it looks the most crustiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Good thing is you don't have any severe battery damage. So that's ground. Actually, we weren't using that one for that one, for audio. Take this one for ground. This one for plus 12. This one for plus 5. This one for negative. There. Turn off this power supply. So we're going to go. Actually, turn it back on. I believe white is negative. White is -5. Blue should be -12 then. Yes, blue is -12. Yellow is +12. And orange is power good. Red is 5. Hey, what do you know? I could actually remember them. Turn this back off. Yeah, Alex, I actually remembered the color of the wiring. Alright, so -12. +12. Or +5 ground. And alright. I don't remember. Do you remember what these lights were doing when you turned it on? Were they actually doing anything? These lights here? Do you remember? Do you remember? Oh yeah. CPU is definitely not functioning. So we're gonna look at it with the scope real quick because I still can't figure out where my logic analyzer is or my logic probe tied in yet. I cleaned up my whole desk and I can't find my logic probe. Check my drawer here. Where are me drawers? Where'd me logic probe go? I need to probe it. Where me logic probe? This might look like a probe, but it's not a logic probe. Remember, if you go to the doctor and they pull out a probe like this, you're at the wrong doctor's office. I found it. I found my logic probe. Ugh. So this is a logic probe. It will monitor pluses and minuses of, they'll check the data traffic on a chip. So hooks to ground and 5 volts. Like so. And then it makes a noise that you can't hear. That's positive, that's negative. And we're just gonna probe around here. First we're just gonna check the CPU, see if this is the sound card, we'll see if it's doing anything. So that one's doing something, but that's for the sound. So we're going to check this guy now. Low, high, 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 pulsing. All right. This thing sounds super sick. So, let me kill the music real quick. So you can hear it better. Alright. Oh, you can actually hear that? I can't. I'm deaf. So, That's a low. This is a high. And that's traffic. So that tells me that the data bus is moving up and down. The CPU is heavily oxidized. And it's some of the pins are working, some of them are not. I mean, there is traffic on the, but the blinking LED is not blinking. I believe it's supposed to be blinking. It just doesn't sound good. Like that is like super high frequency. High and low. See, that sounds good there. These pens look super corroded, so I'm gonna pull them out. It just sucks I don't have a way to hook a display up to this so I can see what's going on. It sounds crusty. Yes, I get there. Ugh. These pins are a little on the crusty side. I can't really see it. Let's try it this way. That might look better. They are super rusted. It's just super rusted. Go grab another 60. Let me go grab another 6808. I could do this. I could take my chip tester. I think just does 6808s. Not to be confused with the 808. 6808 test unknown. Yeah, not in here. Let's see if we can just do search. 40 pin IC. This thing kind of checks for chips, but doesn't really check for chips. It may find it, it may not. I'll be right back. I got this awesome parts board. This is the best pinball repair ever. Like, best pinball repair ever. What's even cooler is there's a hole in the board. What I don't understand is, like, why Why? There's other ways you could have fixed this. Remove all these parts, clean all this up, put a little breadboard on there, glue it down, jumpers and traces. No, this is not how you fix things. No, like, what happened? Like, what? That's where a resistor goes. How did that even happen? Ugh. How? How? How does that happen? I mean, what facility let their game burn up that much? I mean, that literally had to have smoke rolling out of the back box. Like, nobody reports. It's like, hey, this pinball machine's on fire. Maybe we should do something about it. Come on. No. Right. I didn't find it. I don't have a way. That's just too crusty. We're not going to use that. That's just going to go to the trash man. Yeah. I keep blowing a fuse, Bob. What should we do? Just put that 50 amp fuse in there. That'll fix it. Needs more power. More power. More power, Jim. More power. Lots more power. All the power you can muster. Alright, I should replace the socket too, but... Still no blinky light. Why is it even worse? That's dead, Jim. That's even worse. We got nothing on this guy. All of his pins are open. Alright. Alright. Well, the good thing is I have a couple more. Oh, well, shit. That'd be a problem, Jim. Not in the right part. I mean, you put the wrong chip in that thing. Alright. I found me a pile of parts boards. Look here, pile of parts boards. Alright, what do we got here? We got some crusty guy. Interesting enough, I'm not sure how this board even worked. It don't even have a CPU on it. There we go. Alright, man, have a good one. It may or may not be on open mic tomorrow night. I haven't decided yet. It's probably going to be a negative. Alright. 16808. Still no blinky light. Alright, this sounds much better. So, if the CPU was not properly reading the ROMs, the address bus would just count upwards. So, it would start at 0 or FFFF 6553 or with the boot thing, and then it would just start looping and start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you go to the first address pin on the chip, which is, sorry, I don't know my 6808 pin out at the top of my head. Y'all can fire me later. So 6808, address 0 starts at pin 9 and works its way up. So this is pin 1. Pin 1 is ground. Pin 2 is non-maskable interrupt, which I show resistor pulling it high, so this is right. Pin 3 is MR. I'm not sure what that is. Memory request? I have no idea. I have to look it up. But it also has a resistor pulling it high, so it's never going to know anything other than high. Pin number 4 is IRQ, which is high, which could be right. There's really nothing on here doing an interrupt request. That would be your switch matrix or something like that, or one of the 6821s doing a switch. So your switch matrix ties in. It would tie into the pins on this. When this sees the input, then this would pull the IRQ, and then this would go and check those chips to see what's going on. Otherwise, it's just going to run code and then periodically check it, but basically the IRQ basically says, hey, something wants me to look at it now and not wait for my normal loop. This is how they did multitasking back in the day. And still use today. So like your old sites, the sound cards had IRQs. They don't really use IRQs anymore. Not that I know of. 5 is VMA. This one should be doing something, and it is. VMA is memory access request. So that's doing something. So that's good. Pin 6 is external MII, which I think is one of these buttons. Yep, right here. So that works. That's the diagnostic switch. And pin 7 is no connection. Pin 8 is no freaking clue. Can't see on. Oh, pin 8 is positive. Pin 8 is power in. And then here we go, address pins. So this is 9. You can listen to the beep. It's a constant. Doot, 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 doot. So this would be the one with the highest frequency. And then it would go. So these both sound about the same. This one has a little bit of a warble to it. This one's a lot faster. So they're all at different speeds. So that tells you that it's trying to execute code. Doesn't mean it's executing the code right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the reset line, which I think is pin 40. It is high. It is not resetting. So most likely the game code is actually running now. Why these little lights don't work, I'm not sure. Do look like we have some burnt up transistors over here. I don't know if you noticed that, but it looks like every single one of these got burnt up. Oh, shit. I didn't look underneath here. It's pretty scary. What's going on underneath here? Oh. Alright, so looks like some shitty board repair. Yeah. Those look toasty. Alright, so what I could do is hook up a speaker and see if the speaker is still making those horrible sounds they were. See if that makes any difference. I don't know what Pinbot does when you first turn it on. Does it catch fire when it first turns on? Do you know that? Yeah, it's a little toasty over here. I'll check them. They look like they've all been replaced at some point in their life. Sadly, they look like they've been replaced with the shittiest brand I could see ever made. Sorry. It wasn't you that replaced them, I know that. Someone else did. Hooking up the speaker cables. Hooking up here. One there. One there. But that is only the audio output portion. Now we need to do the volume control, which is full tilt, and we just connect these two together, and this might be a very short-lived power on, because it might be really loud. That sounds familiar, don't it? Is that the CPU process? Is that the processor for the CPU or the processor for the board? I think that one 6808. I believe that guy is actually Yeah. That guy is the CPU for the sound, which we knew was working because it made horrible sounds, but you know what? We'll just leave this guy in here. Oh look, that's uncool. They didn't raid me. Alright, I'm going to close that window. I don't need that window open anymore. Can't raid me? Fine, be that way. This guy looks like crap anyway, so we're not going to worry about it. I believe this is the actual game CPU. So there's the description I was talking about there earlier. So where it goes from, it changes frequency. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's address 0. Now we go to address 1. It's a little bit lower frequency. And now we're going to go to address 2. A little bit lower frequency. Now we're going to go to address 3. Even lower. Address 4. Even lower. Address 5. Even lower. So it don't seem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at them with the scope and see what they look like with the scope. And I could pull out the fancy dancy logic analyzer. Sometimes it's just easier to check stuff with the scope. As soon as I figure out where my scope bag went. And now I'm down to 1 here. Alright. Off. Round. Yeah, so address 0 is a perfect square wave at 500 kilohertz, which basically is not physically possible. Then 250, 125, 62, 31.25, 15.625. So the address bus on the CPU is just basically stuck in a loop. It is just counting. Let's look at the data pins. Just pins 26 through 33. I do have data. So, the data bus is working, but the CPU is not running anything. So I'm going to swap the CPU as well. boards. This guy right here. All right, there we go. You see the lights are blinking over here? If you can see that, zoom in. Oh. Kill this light. And I'll kill this light here. So you can see the oh, just a bad CPU. So CPU section's working. I'll check the chips to see if any of the transistors are shorted. And then other than that, I can't really do much. Let's see if we get any different sound coming out of it now that the CPU is working. I'm going to do a power cycle. Fortunately, it's doing something. It's not no longer making those horrible screeching sounds anymore. If I do hit the sound button, I do get the weird that diagnostic, you know, the little sound that goes across the screen when you hit the button. So that sounds much better than before, so I'm going to go ahead and say the sound section and the CPU section is actually working now. The fact that these are blinking pretty much means they're probably working fine as well. So I'm going to check these transistors for shorts. And then I'm going to go ahead and call it as best I can do. Without actually having the game, I can't really do anything else with it, unfortunately. If it was a Stern driver board, I could wire it up and control it manually. But can't do that here. I'm going to take this CPU that I pulled out, this 6802, and I'm going to cut the legs off of it. So I know it's bad, and throw it away. I don't have a dead chip collection. If I did, I would have a big pile and it would just last me forever. Alright, turn the lights back on so I can see what I'm doing. Alright. Check all these guys for shorts. Then we're going to just check them for shorts. Shorty shorts. You didn't have any locking coils, so probably don't have any. No shorts there. Alright, no shorts. Yeah, these things are toasty. Alright, no shorts. Now let's just check diode checks on these. Six, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. Six, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6. Okay, those are all good. Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. We can tear it all apart, clean it up, put it back in, but you're just adding more. You're just basically you're adding to the problem. I mean, there's really no way to fix it. I don't know what this goes to. I think this goes to the GI or the lighting. The best thing would be to put LEDs in the game. That will reduce the amount of load on this area. Point 6, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So what I just did is I just tested it here, which is basically gonna, all these pins are connected together. I can't do this because these are all connected to the outputs, which I think go through resistors. Yeah, so the center pins all go to outputs. Diode check's not the best tool for that. Oops, ground in the middle. Alright, so we'll go back to continuity check. So we have continuity of the connector. We're going to check continuity going into from the data pins, which I believe is this guy. So, got good continuity on all those. Check this guy here. That's the only crusty one there. Other than that, I think we're good. Can't really test much else. If a whole bank of stuff's out, it's most likely a bad 6821. I'd seriously doubt any of the soldering repairs in the back or any problems, because most likely the soldering was done, the game was loaded up, the game worked fine. Generally, they do the repair, they ain't going to leave the board in if it didn't work. They're obviously trying to fix it, so they could clean it up, but I don't think that's just. Sometimes cleaning things up just make things worse. So the board is booting now, and it's running code. So the next step would be to put it in the game and see what happens with the game. So I am going to bag this up and put it in your pile. It's 10:30. I don't think I'm going to work on anything else tonight. I'm going to see if I can fix this traces on this one board. That I have over here. That's about it. Maybe if I'm feeling froggy later in the week, I'll pull out the Tron. And see if I can knock that out, get that done. That's for you as well. That will require a little bit more space. And of course, that's a total basket case. So that'll be fun. I love basket cases. At least this one wasn't a basket case. That F14 board, though, on the other hand, that's a basket case. So yeah. Tell you what, these little Chinese grabbers, I was leery that they were going to be of low quality. They actually worked pretty good. So I may order some more. I only ordered 2 boxes. They don't give you very many. Can't believe the ghetto. I didn't get to use my new logic analyzer. I'm sad. That's a bummer. I'll give you back your crusty 6808 too. You can have that. You can hang it around your neck. Or do you not want it? Do you want this? Do you want this super rusty 6808? This is a souvenir. I mean, it works. but it's crusty. Going once. Okay. You will add it to the game offering of game. So I'll just stick it right here. Make sure you don't forget it's on there. There you go. Remove me. That says. Uh-oh. Someone is sending me messages. Do you have the keyboard for it? I have an Amiga 1000 and I have no freaking keyboard for it. What if there's anything in it? Yeah, Amiga and their horrible part numbers. I can put it with the other 1000 I have. I don't have a keyboard for it. The 1000 was probably the worst Amiga out of all of them. I have no idea. It was actually the first Amiga. So it was weird because they did the 1000, and then after the 1000, they did the 500. And then they did a 2000, and then they did a 1200. Like, stop with your horrible numbering. It's like, just think if Intel did that. They came out with an 8086. Well, they did actually. Let me rephrase it. They did do a little bit. They did an 8086 and an 8088, which is totally confusing because one's actually better than the other one, but it's not the other way around. Then it goes 286, 386, 486, 586, 686. Just think if they said, "Oh, we're gonna release a 286, and then come out with a 186, which is better than the 286." And then we'll come out with a 486, which is better than a 3, which is slower than a 3. It would just be horrible. Bad idea. So Amiga in their horrible naming, or Commodore in their horrible name. The other prime example is Commodore. You have the Commodore 64, the VIC-20, the 128, the Plus 4, the Plus 16, the PET 2001, the PET 4002, the 8016. I mean, come on, guys. Whoever came up with your numbering system was probably Jack. You should be fired. Alright. Let's see who is currently streaming. Wow, 23 people. A lot of people streaming right now. Alright. Where do you want to go? Want to see some art? Want to see some retro? Want to watch some Overwatch? Where do we want to go? Let's do Little Fire Nova. She's playing some Overwatch. She's also only got 6 viewers, so let's go raid her. Say hello. Hang out for a little bit. Alright, let's go check out Little Fire Nova. Rating in 2-1 now. Bye-bye.